It is the end of October in Minnesota, and the temperature is bouncing between 45 and 55-ish. So it's time to winterize the koi pond for the year. So this time of year, all the leaves have fallen off the trees for the most part, and they're blowing into the pond. I've cut back all the grasses for the year, but a couple weeks ago, but they're still growing back already. So this is the frog pond up top here, which all the froggies hopped away for the year, and they're hibernating somewhere, who knows where. There's a net over the pond still, so it catches a lot of the leaves, and you can see the koi are just hanging out down below. There's some algae in there, and the summer plants are starting to die off here. I already put the water fountain to bed for the year. I basically just emptied the water out of it and put a tarp over that. And this is the filter pond inside here. So I'll just take off the lid, and you can see that it's just bags of sponges there. So if I just lift off with these bricks back, kind of gives you a view of what that looks like. So the water comes in from the pond, and it sucks it up into the filter pond. It shoots it down, and then it passes through these bags of sponges. It gets filtered, and then it comes down the waterfall here into the frog pond, and then usually this is filled with plants and frogs hanging out, and then that filters the water, and then it goes down the waterfall even more, and purified water comes down in there for the koi. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip out these bags. So there's one laundry bag filled with sponges, and there's another laundry bag full of sponges. Those are pretty big filters, and they do a great job. I just bought a bunch of foam sponges that go in gutters to keep the leaves out, and I cut them into pieces that are about 4 inches by 4 inch, and then put them in 2 laundry bags. Very cheap, efficient way to create a do-it-yourself pond filter. So you can see how mucky the water is inside the filter now. So I'll take a shop vac in there, and I'll clean that out. So I'll have to shop vac out this, and then I'll take the net off of the pond and shop vac a little bit of that out, and we'll start catching the fish, and we're going to winterize them in the garage for the winter. As you can see, I'm taking the shop vac and I'm vacuuming out the ponds here. I already vacuumed out the filter pond. You can see that where the water comes in from the main pond, it shoots down that tube all the way down to the bottom, and I've got some rocks placed up against it to keep it there. Then the fresh water actually comes down and seeps up through those bags of sponge filters, and then it passes out that little opening right there and goes into this pond. So what I'm also doing is I've been hosing off these bags here a few times and letting them settle, and then hosing it off again and letting them settle. And then once they're good and clean, what I've got over here is a storage container, and I've just got some regular household bleach here. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit of bleach in there. So bleach water, and then I'll take these bags of filters here, and I'll just soak them in there. Grab the other one, and I'll just soak this one in there. There we go. Nice and submerged. Usually it's kind of nice to take like a rock, and I'll put that on there to weigh that down so it's completely submerged. Another rock. we go. Nice and submerged. The idea behind the bleach is so it kills off all the bacteria and any bugs that have been laying any kind of larvae in the sponges, and that'll give it good and clean and sanitized. Now after I'll let that soak for about a day, and then I'll come back tomorrow and I'll just hose them off and store those for the year. So you can see there's little bugs flying around above the pond. Those are just little pond bugs, and they mate and they lay eggs in those sponges throughout the year. Once I get that all cleaned up and the net peeled off, then we'll hit the big one. Okay, here's our setup in the garage where we're going to winterize the koi for the year. I have a big cattle trough here with bubblers in it, and there's a cattle trough heater right there that I'll plug in later on when it gets a bit colder. That'll just keep the top from freezing. Here's a secondary garbage can filled with water, and I just put a bubbler in there and another cattle trough heater. So when the water evaporates out of the main koi drum, then I'll just take that pump that's in that bucket there and I'll put it in here, and I'll shoot some of this water into that koi drum there. This will not evaporate because I have a top for it, and I just cut a little hole right here so the cords don't get smashed. So Franklin and Samuel, what are you going to do over here?
Well, first of all, I'm going to pick up my bucket and I'm going to fill it at a certain level so the koi fish can have enough space, so it's not too much water, so it's not too heavy, but not too least
Yep.
heavy.
Okay, Samuel, what do you got going on there?
I'm filling up my bucket.
Okay, go ahead and fill them up, boys. That's probably good.
Yep.
That's probably plenty good, Franklin. Okay, so let's come out to the backyard, and you can show how you catch the fish. Over here, guys. Well, anywhere you want. Just, put them down over there. Put them down. Samuel, put yours down. Okay, so far I cleaned out both of the filter pond and the frog pond, and I lowered the water in the koi pond to about there. You can see all the fish are in there. So don't, Samuel, scoop them out of the middle here.
Hot one.
Show them how it's done, Franklin. Yeah, so take the fish out and put it in the bucket without any of the gunk, okay? There you go. And now I'll be back, Samuel, for you. Now when you go in there, just take the fish and put it next, don't dump it in there, just put it down on the ground. And now pick the fish up and put it in the pond. There you go. There's your winter home, fishy.
First in the bucket.
How you doing there, Samuel? Whoa, that is a big fish. Be super careful. Here you go. Go ahead and grab him. Oh, you got two of them. Hurry up, hurry up.
Just dump it.
Here, just take this in there. Like this. Here, grab the fish out with your hands.
Papa.
Grab your fish out.
It's too floppy.
Here, I'll get him. Oh, there's one little fishy.
Yeah.
And bring him up here, bring him up here. Welcome to your winter home.
Right, now let's wait for the water to settle.
Okay. Ooh, that's my favorite one.
Hey, is that a bow?
Is it fun to go fishing, boys?
Yep. Yep. Fishing. Make sure
Here.
to use this.
Here, I'll get him out of there.
Is it gonna breathe?
There we go, little fishy.
One of my favorites. Orange and black.
This probably works.
That's a speedy one.
This probably works just as good as those buckets.
Yeah, we really don't for those buckets. Yes! I got one that the fish didn't even know I was getting. Just to make him a little... What is that with? I got this orange koi fish right here.
Okay.
A butterfly koi fish, actually.
All right, let's go put him in the garage.
We have many different koi fish. We have a lot of koi fish.
Okay, go ahead, lift him
butterfly
up.
koi fish.
Go ahead, Samuel, just dump that guy in. Okay, Franklin, go ahead and pick him up and throw him in.
Yeah, and that guy is a butterfly koi fish too.
Good job. See, I'm just draining the water in the backyard. And see that fishy right there?
Where?
Where is he? Right here by the pump. Right here by on this side of the pump. Yep.
So now we've caught all of our koi fish, that's 14 total, and we're gonna keep them here so they can winterize themselves. So we're gonna, and then after that we're going to put a net over here so they can't jump out.
Yeah.
And we have 3 bubblers in here to keep the oxygen rolling. And once winter gets hard, we're gonna put this cattle trough heater in to heat it up.
So it doesn't freeze.
So it doesn't freeze.
Yep. And then the koi will be in here for about 5 months, and it'll be so cold that they'll be hibernating, so you don't need to feed them. And the koi will just be swimming around there in the garage all winter. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yep. And then out in the backyard, let's take a look at... We emptied the pond out. I'm just going to spray that out one more time and then use the shop vac to clean out. Here you get a good view of the koi cave that we created back there. That's where they go hide if like a predator comes by. They can feel safe. And there we go. Alright, so that pretty much sums all that up. Okay, that's about it. The koi pond is all winterized. It's all vacuumed out. The fish are put away. And I put a little bit of water back in there. It's probably going to rain here in the next couple of weeks and fill this up to about halfway full. If not, I'll just put some more water in probably over the weekend, because you really don't want to winter the pond empty because you could get dry rot with your lining. It's better to let it freeze, and that way no harm can happen to your liner. So I guess we'll have to wait till next spring to put it all back together again and have some fun.